The first scripture is taken from St. Matthew's, the 6th chapter, and the 25th verse. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? And thus is the scripture reading of St. Matthew's 6th chapter, 21st verse. Second scripture taken from St. John, 10th chapter, the 10th verse. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Thus is the scripture, St. John, 10th chapter, 10th verse. Again, I say to you, good morning, and welcome into this way of truth and life. Now, when the master teacher, Jesus, was speaking to the multitude, he said, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life. Be not concerned or worry about what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what you shall put on. The master teacher said, is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? When we look at this scripture, and when we truly look deep into what Jesus is saying or teaching, he's saying, take no thought. How is it that we can go through life living and not taking thought for the things that concern us? Take no thought. In John, he says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I come that they might have life and have it more abundantly. I said to you this morning, fasten your seat belts, for I will take you higher than you've probably ever gone before. When we think, or the thoughts, we lock ourselves in, because the thoughts that we think has been created within us by the data that we have taken in from the world. And this data becomes large or becomes a part of our memory. And so everything that we bring forth from memory pertains to thought, that which we have read, that which we have heard, and that which we have accepted. So our thoughts creates a boundary. We are not able to think outside of that boundary of thoughts because we have not witnessed or know anything other than the thoughts that have been fed to us, created within us by that which we have experienced in and of the world. How is it that Jesus is saying, take no thought? Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about what you're going to drink. Don't worry about what you're going to put on. These are experiences that we have to deal with every day. We wake up. What am I going to wear today? What am I going to eat today? What am I going to drink today? What is it that I'm going to do today? And when we go out into the world, in our places of employment, we are bombarded with more thoughts. And to us, the more we think, the more we, in a sense, become confused and locked into this boundary. And sometimes we think so hard that we have headaches. I've heard it said many times, this job is giving me headaches. I've heard it said many times, these children are getting on my last nerve. They're giving me headaches. Jesus said, take no thought. But we miss the most important thing that the master teacher is saying to us. When he says, take no thought for your life, that's the key. Life is the key. And until we learn how to enter into and access, become one with the life, we're locked in. You've heard it say, people say, think outside of the box. Thinking outside of your normal way of thinking. You know, when we go out into the world, we learn, we want to know about all the material and physical things. We study, we go to school, and all that we are learning, all that we are reading, all that we are taking into us locks us into a state of boundaries, and we're so locked in that we don't know the allness of what we are. The most complicated thing or machinery, if I can say it like that, on the face of the earth, the most complicated piece of machinery that has ever been created is this physical body. We do not take the time and we don't have the patience to study this body. And now, here's the key. Because we have not taken the time to study and to learn about this physical body, we don't know anything about life. Life is more than what we have acquired on the physical and material plane. Life is that source. Now, here's why I told you to tighten up your seatbelt here. Many of us have a problem when we use the name God. Many of us say that in the teachings, when the master teacher said the kingdom of heaven is within you, and if the kingdom of heaven is within you, then so must be God. If God is within us, many have said, then how come my life is so chaotic? How come I'm going through all these problems and these issues? If God is within me, why is God allowing these things to happen in my life? Whoa, watch it. Go back to that word life. Let it be known and let it be understood. The word God is a name that we here in the Western world use to identify a source that we don't quite comprehend. We use the word God in reference to a power greater than what we are. We use the word God to signify the creator of all that there is. But we say that God cannot be in me. Look at my life. Look at what I'm going through. How can this loving God be within me and I'm experiencing all these problems and these issues? The key that we have not recognized, the key that we have failed to use to open that inner self sanctuary within us is life. The master teacher speaks about it so profoundly. The thief cometh not, but to steal and to kill. The negative thoughts and the negative energies that we create within ourselves destroy and take away from our understanding of the truth of what we are. When the master teacher said, I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly, the key is life. He didn't say that I came that you may have more money, more cars, a bigger home, more clothes and jewelry. He said, I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. This is the key to living. This is the key to knowing. This is the key to experiencing. And so I said to you this day that we must enter in or start to affirm and to connect with the source. And the source that sustains you The source that has created everything that you are part of and connected to is life. Is life. Now, in past times, and still with my affirmations, you hear me say, I am the light of God's consciousness, manifesting and expressing in and through this physical body. I am the light of God's consciousness. I am the light of life. I am the light of life, manifesting and expressing in and through this physical body. It was once said by a enlightened soul, a great master, to his disciple. In your growth and in your unfoldment, as you seek to know truth, he said unto his disciple, you must transcend the word God. When we use the name God, we create a boundary or a limitation. If you can name the source, you have limited what it can do. When you affirm that I am life, you are affirming, you are accessing the allness. There is no beginning and there is no ending to life. You know, the scientific mind, if it would have its way, and to some degree it is, trying to decipher or interpret what God is. And if one is able to interpret or decipher what God is, then one would put God in a container. We must transcend the boundaries that we have created within ourselves by what we call our intellect. Because our intellect will not allow us to know the intelligence of life. And if you really want to see how life creates, look around you. Life is manifesting and demonstrating in and through everything that we see and behold. From the smallest animal to the greatest cosmos, life is the source that is responsible for all that there is. And you know, when we look at all that life has created, we come to know that that which is manifesting is not the creator in and of itself. Life creates all that there is. And so we must revamp our thinking and our knowing and start to recognize and internalize I am life. It is the truth and the very essence of what we are. Life manifesting and expressing in and through a physical body. And the life that we are, the life that is expressing in and through this physical body, has no beginning and it has no ending. And so the so-called God that we worship, the so-called God that we have come to believe that is the creator of all that there is the very life that sustains us. Take away the life, and there is no light. So we have to know and understand that we, as life, we are boundless. There is nothing that the life that we are cannot do. For we see life expressing and manifesting all around us. Life has created everything that we see, everything that we experience. And there is no limitation as to what life can do in us and through us if we allow it to express. Transcend the limitations of your so-called knowledge and your intellect and let the intelligence of life express in you and through you. Sometimes we hear it said that when we're asking God for something and it's not materializing the way we want, people say, well, you got to get out of the way and let God have its way. Get out of the way and let life express in you and through you. Life knows what it wants to do. All we have to do is surrender and let life work in us and through us. You see it all around us. Trees don't try to grow. Life makes them grow. And when we look at the newborn babies or the babies that have come into the world, they didn't create themselves. The mothers and the fathers didn't create the babies. Life created all that there is. And when we can let go and let life, as the master teacher said, I come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. Powerful words. Life more abundantly, life more than all the material gains and things that we have, life more abundantly, giving to us, showing us, and experiencing in and through us things that the human mind cannot conceive of. Life. I come that you might have life and have it more abundant. You know, it is said that God knows our every need. God knows long before we ask. The source that we call God is life. Life already knows. We are the expression, the creation of life. So life knows. We have to start living at a higher standard. And as Paul said, put off mortality and put on immortality. Put off mortality and put on immortality. Put off mortality, the physical and the material things, and put on immortality, the life force, the life that is responsible for all that there is. Take no thought. And if you're questioning yourself, how can I go through life and not think? Just remember, if you can quiet the mind and the thoughts, the life that you truly are will express and manifest. You know, sometimes we get caught up, we're looking for something, we're lost something, and we're looking for it, and we look, and we get so frustrated. And you know, there's always saying, someone is saying, you know, when you get like that, just take your mind off and let it go. Just let it go for a while. It'll come back. And when you do that, when you take your mind off of it, when you stop allowing yourself to become frustrated because the thoughts are not running or giving to you what it is that you want to know or what it is that you're trying to find, when you let go of that confusion, then the very essence of life that is within you will reveal it to you. Oh, there it is, just where I put it. How come I couldn't see it or think about it 15, 20 minutes ago? Thoughts. Thoughts keeps us bounded, keeps us hemmed in. Step outside. Become boundless because life is. And when you become boundless, when you allow the life force in you to express, to manifest, and to demonstrate, you will be free. You will be free. You will be happy. And you will be healthy. God bless. Namaste.